Smith here. Make sure y'all subscribe to my boy Downtown Deuce ASAP. Come on, man.
Destination restoration. Destination restoration. Destination restoration. Destination restoration. It's our time. Can you feel the elevation? We on a mission on vacation. Time to create the separation. Championships and motivation. 313 need no explanation. Miss me with all that conversation. We ready for the confrontation. Counting down to our destination. The final destination. Together all the time together. It's us against the world, it don't get no better. We turned it around, that was the beginning. Coming for the crown, you know we winning. Time to put in the work, I'm about to go for step. Taking our prisoners, it's my time. Yeah, I know that it hurts. Saying break out the church, you don't wanna see me in my prime. The mission is to ring, we're caught in everything. In the city, supporting the dream. Vision who I never see, we deserve to be king. It's all or nothing, no in between. The clock is ticking and I hope you're listening. Don't touch me cause I'm sizzling. Physicality is tipping and mentality is menacing. The dog pound body's crippling. Now the clock is ticking and I hope you're listening. Don't touch me cause I'm sizzling. Physicality is tipping and mentality is menacing. The dog pound body's crippling. To the elevation. We on a mission on vacation. Time to create the separation. Championships and motivation. 313 need no explanation. Miss me with all that conversation. We ready for the confrontation. Counting down to our destination. The final destination.
Yeah, man. Yeah, man. Detroit basketball. Woo! Oh my Lord, man. Welcome back to the Downtown Deuce Show. Welcome back to another episode of the Downtown Deuce Show. As you guys can see, tonight it's just me again. Boss is living her best life right now in Denver right now, guys. She is currently at the NBA Cup matchup between the Denver Nuggets and the Golden State Warriors. So she is going to be returning on Sunday, and we can ask her how that matchup looked up close. But guys, oh my God. First of all, y'all are deep in the chat tonight. Man, oh man, my apologies. My apologies for the delay. Had to get all the stats and trying to get everything together before I actually went live, so I was a little prepared, right? But I see you guys, man. I'm going to do my best tonight to get as many comments as I possibly can. It's just me tonight. I don't have my partner with me and boss, so I'm going to do the best I can. But I see you guys. I see you guys. And you guys know the drill. If I miss you, repost it, put it in caps, super chat, whatever you got to do to get your boys' attention. Go ahead and do that because I want to get to as many of you guys as I can. Oh, we got a special guest again popping up. Chef Ron. Slim Holland, Ron Holland Sr., guys, is in the building. What's up, family? Hey, man, I appreciate you always showing up and showing out, man. Great team win, right? So, Senior, let me know what you saw in this game, bro. What did you see to you that really stood out in this game? And all you guys, let us know, or let me know. I'm still getting used to Boss not being here. But, yeah, for sure. Detroit basketball at its finest, bro, at its finest. So, once again, guys, I see you guys, man. I see all you guys in the chat, man. I'm going to get to as many of you guys as I can. Yes, please, free boss. Please, free boss. I need her back. But she's going to be here for most of the games going forward. It's just she got a few games in her slate right now. We're going to get to that. Man, I appreciate you, bro. I appreciate you, man. You always showing love, bro. You've been showing love from the start, bro. You a real one, man. You didn't have my back from the beginning. And you know I'm going to show right back to you, bro, as I always do. So thank you, sir. Thank you, sir. Appreciate you, man. And keep it coming, man. I'm going to get to you as much as I can, and all you guys, as much as I can. Man, guys, first things first. The Pistons are in first place in the Eastern Conference. The Chicago Bulls lost tonight. They lost to the Milwaukee Bucks, and the Detroit Pistons are in sole possession of first place. So you guys, let me know how you feel about that. Let me know how you feel about that, guys. because at no point last year were the Detroit Pistons any higher than the 5th seed. The Pistons, it took them 40 games to get over 500. 39 games to be exact. They won 2019 and they got over that hump, right? So for us to already right now be in first place in the East, in a wide open East, still missing guys, right? Still don't have Jaden Ivey, still getting these new guys integrated into this team. A lot to work on. You see a lot of growth is needed, a lot of mistakes, a lot of sloppy play to clean up. And despite all that, we are still in first place. And we just getting started, man. We are just getting started, man. I appreciate you, senior. I appreciate you, man, for sure. All right, man. Let's get a few house cleaning items out the way, and then we'll get to the injury report, and then we'll get to the initial thoughts and all that. So first things first, guys. The Pistons, if you did not see this game, the Pistons just concluded the road matchup with the Brooklyn Nets, and they pick up a conference best 5th straight win with a 125-107 win over the Nets to improve to 7-2, guys, in the regular season. And like I mentioned, they are in full and sole possession of first place. That is awesome. Not even 10 games in, and we already got a 5-game winning streak. The sky is the limit, man. So, guys, tonight was the first game of NBA Cup pool play. And if you guys have been watching the show, you have heard me on numerous occasions, going all the way back to August, to as recently as yesterday when I dropped another video about it. I said the Pistons should make it a goal to win the NBA Cup, right? If you guys remember, I've been saying this for a while now, for a few months. And just tonight, guys, coincidentally or not, we got some updates, or we actually heard a soundbite from Coach Bickerstaff about the NBA Cup. So let's check that out.
It's a great opportunity for us as how we prepare for what our hopes of the end of the season would look like. Right, whenever you put more weight on these games, you want to approach it that way. There's a seriousness, a responsibility to it, and our guys are into it. We had conversations with the guys all day long. We want to win the cup, and this is the first opportunity to go out and do it.
There we go. Right on cue, man. Right on cue. You guys, I don't have my drinky drink tonight. I was gonna have a little Jack and Coke, but I couldn't get it in time. I had to make my priorities, make sure they was in order. Didn't want to make you guys wait any longer than you had to. I was already running late, so I just said, forget the drink. I got my water. That's enough for me tonight. I'll get my drink after. But like I mentioned, guys, same page, man. I was talking about it for a while, and I just thought I thought it'd be a great opportunity for these guys to really play some meaningful basketball. You know what I mean? To really turn some heads, because we know that the league right now and the fans are paying attention to the NBA Cup, right? These are important games. So I said to myself, this would be a great opportunity to really turn some heads, get these young guys playing some more meaningful basketball, and be able to catch some teams off guard, because it's early in the year. We know, like I mentioned last year, the Bucks, they won the cup and they beat the OKC Thunder early in the year. We know the Bucks were not anywhere near the best team, right? But at that time, you catch teams off guard in an elimination game, in a 1-game elimination game, you can catch anybody off guard. And this team is good enough to beat anybody on any given night. They are talented enough, and they have a superstar player to lead them. And they have a lot of great supplementary pieces to go along with that. So it's just great to hear that coach is on the same page, that these guys are on the same page. Maybe they're watching the show. I don't know. I'm not going to toot my own horn, right? It's just a little on me here. But I'm just happy to hear that they are taking this seriously, because they have a chance to really make some noise with that. So I wanted to say that they got a great shot to win it, and they're off to a good start, right? Because we know in order to get to the elimination round, you gotta win your group. You gotta win your group. If you don't win your group, you are not going to even get to the elimination round. And last year, the Pistons were 3-1, but they were not able to win their group because the Milwaukee Bucks had a better record, and that is why they did not make it. So as you see, they played the Nets tonight. They got that first win. So in East B, Group B, the Pistons have the Celtics. Really quickly, the Celtics, the Knicks, the Magic, and the Sixers in their group. So if they can win their group, they win and they can get to the elimination. All hands on deck. Anything can happen. And if we start getting some guys back, if we can get a Jaden Ivey back during that time, not trying to rush him, but best case scenario, we get Jaden back and we start catching the rhythm, and they don't have any film watching Jaden with these guys and all these new. I'm telling you, man, you got Cade playing at an MVP level. You got JD playing at an all-star level. You got to start playing the best he's played. You got these supplementary guys like Ron Holland doing his thing, Javonte Green doing his thing, Paul Reed doing his thing, like all these guys, Caris LeVert doing his thing, all these guys gelling at the right time. We can catch somebody off guard and win that tournament, man. It is not off the table at all. D said they watching. I hope so. I hope so, man, because, it'd be, well, we know Ron Sr.'s watching, so maybe Ron Jr.'s watching too. I don't know. I don't know. Maybe Ron Sr. can pass this on to him. All right. I'm talking too much about that. Let's move on. But I wanted to point that out about the cup because it is definitely on the table, right? Okay. So now let's move on. That is but honestly, that's why I thought the Pistons were going to win this game. I thought they were going to win this game because, first of all, it's the Nets. We're better than the Nets. For sure, we know that, right? They didn't have Cam Thomas in this game. Even more reason to win. And more importantly, this game, once again, contributes to them being able to win their group. So for the Pistons, we know the Nets were missing Cam Thomas. We know that the Pistons were also missing Tobias Harris with the ankle sprain. So the Pistons had no business losing this game, even despite that, right? Because the only true threat was Michael Porter Jr., and he got pretty much held in check, right? So, guys, let's talk about real quick little injury report stuff, and then we'll get to this game. When it comes to Tobias Harris and his ankle, the Pistons are doing exactly what I thought they would do, which is take their time bringing him back. And for two reasons, I say that. The longer he's out, not only does he get a chance to fully heal, but the Pistons, I was thinking before we had some injuries tonight, I was thinking the Pistons could get a bigger sample size of the two big lineup with JD and Stu, right? See how that looks. So the longer Tobias was resting, the bigger sample size you could get at the same time, two birds with one stone with JD and Stu, right? And I think they're taking their time because when he returns, think about it. When Tobias, maybe not now, but I was thinking beforehand, I was thinking with Stu and JD playing together, right? When Tobias returns, whenever he does return, that will pretty much determine who's going to start. Because if he returns and comes off the bench, that probably means he's going to be coming off the bench. But if he returns and he starts, that probably means he's going to start. So the Pistons, I was thinking, were probably just taking their time to see with a big enough sample size, right? Could it work? Can JD and Stu work together? They didn't want to do it off of one game. I felt like they wanted to see how it looked for a long enough period of time to be able to see how it looks. But now with Stu hurt, it's very possible Tobias might come back and start now because Stu, depending on how long he's out. So it's just a bad situation. Stu was the one guy I did not want to see get hurt, right? Out of everybody. And of course, nobody, but this was a perfect opportunity to see how it looked, right? With 3 or 4 or 5 games and let Tobias rest in the meantime. But unfortunately, that plan was wrecked because he got hurt. So hopefully he's not out too long. Hopefully he can come back next game and continue to start for this team because I think he should continue to start for this team. As you talked about before, set the tone defensively, let Tobias be the scoring punch off the bench, 6 man. And then when Jaden comes back, you make up for the ball creation that's lost with Tobias, replacing him with Stu, with Jaden coming back. So it just kind of balances everything out. But it didn't happen. So we got to wait and see how long Stu's going to be out. Hopefully he's not out a long time. And we can get back to seeing how that looks, right? Also, Marcus Sasser didn't play tonight. He missed his 9th game of the season. He hasn't played the season yet. Hip injury still bothering him. So it's tough. It's tough right now. But despite all that, guys, we are still in first place. We are still in first place. So the Pistons went with their starting 5 of Cade Cunningham, Duncan Robinson, Ausar Thompson, Isaiah Stewart, and Jalen Duren. All right. So before I go any far forward, let me get to some comments here and see what really happened. See what you guys think happened tonight. Omar says Stu will be out for 1 or 2 games. Hopefully it's not anything more than that. Shannon says Tobias maybe traded before the deadline. Interesting. We'll see. He's been great for us as far as the leadership and on the court. So we'll see how that plays out. Let's see what else we got. Oh, in fact, you feel me. You feel me, bro. You feel me. You picking up what I'm putting down. I already know. You know the game very, very well. So I'm not surprised at all. But I appreciate that, bro. Bobi Klintman has a great opportunity coming up. That's a great point. We're gonna get to Bobi. With both of our forwards being down now, Bobby's gonna get a chance to show what he can do. And tonight he did some good things. That makes me happy because I'm a big Bobi Klintman guy, right? Okay, let's get to a few more comments, guys. I think you guys are good there. Tara says when Jaden comes back, it'll take a couple months to. I don't think a couple months, maybe a couple weeks. I don't think it'll take him that long, but we'll see. We'll see. Last one says, Brian says these guys are a unit, tough through the whole squad, basically. Yes, up and down the roster. My boy Devon always says OKC East, and I see a lot of comparisons. Real quick, right? You got your star player in Cade. You got your Robin and Jaden when he comes back. Right, you've got your young, talented big. They've got Chet Holmgren over there. We've got JD. Right, they got Jalen Williams at the number 2. We got Jaden Ivey, and they got Shea, and we got Cade. Right, and they got a deep bench. The same way we got a deep bench. So it's a lot of similarities between our team, and the OKC Thunder, maybe 1 or 2 years ago. So the Pistons are building this thing. They're building a contender. They're building a championship level team, and they're doing it organically, the right way. So I love the way this team is put together, and I love what I'm seeing from this team, even though there's a lot to work on. There's a lot to improve. But the fact that we're still winning games throughout this process shows how high the ceiling is, right? Okay. All right, guys. So now we can go ahead. Oh, one more thing. As far as what Coach said, because Coach actually echoed what we've been saying before, too, as far as the NBA Cup last year was very, very important to this team's progression, right? He said playing meaningful, highly competitive games, it added more weight and it gave the team something to play for, because our young core before the playoffs last year had never played in a playoff game. None of them. Cade hadn't, Jaden hadn't, Ausar hadn't, right? Stu hadn't, JD hadn't, Ron had, like nobody had played in the playoff game of the young core. So the NBA Cup last year was important. Then they got a little playoff experience. They got to see what that was like and they want more. So this NBA Cup is a great opportunity once again for them to play some meaningful basketball and to build that confidence and earn some respect around the league, man. So I love it. I love it, man. Okay, guys. Now that we got that out the way, we can get to some initial thoughts in this game, right? So here's what I saw. And you guys let me know what you saw. I saw a tale of two halves again. I sound like a broken record. The last few games I've said, these games have felt like a tale of two halves, right? In this game, I wanted the Pistons to hit first. I always say that. Set the tone, hit first. Didn't happen. The defense early was disappointing. The Pistons were playing around, man. They were playing around. They were playing with their food early in this game. Let's be real. They gave up 14 points in the first 4 minutes to a Cam Thomas-less lineup, right? They let Noah Clowney go 3 or 4 from 3 in the first few minutes of the game. And they had a lot of unforced turnovers, stepping out of bounds with the basketball, careless passes, just not sharp. But it looked like whenever they wanted to turn it on, they could just put the game away. You could see them stuck in the mud, not playing with high effort, high intensity, just playing smart, and they let the Nets hang around. But whenever they would strap up defensively, they would strap up and decide to commit to defense, they would quickly build a double-digit lead in a matter of minutes, right? The only problem was that they kept letting their foot off the gas. They would go up 10, and they let the Nets get back into it. They go up double digits and let the Nets get back into it. They just weren't able to put it together consistently. That was the frustrating part. They kept taking the foot off the gas. They weren't putting together consistent quarters. They weren't even putting together at times they weren't even putting together quarters of quarters at points in the game, right? But they got it together in the second half, led by Cade. We got some great minutes from Ron. He really came in and gave us a spark. Whenever he came into the game, when he started the second half, he put his foot down and started strapping up defensively, man. Just bringing that dog energy, bringing that dog mentality, making plays, right? It didn't show up so much in a box score, but just his impact on the game. Just playing great defense, not trying to always hit the home run, just playing solid defense and getting a stop instead of trying to get a steal and dunk, right? And so it's great to see that from Ron. He's always going to bring that effort the same way Stu always brings that effort. It's that dog pound mentality, man. Ron's got that dog pound mentality. He always brings the effort. He may not always play well, may not always shoot well, may not score the basketball, may make some mistakes, but he's always going to bring that energy. That's one thing you can always expect to see from him. It's between the ears with him. When he steps on that court, he's ready to go. Always. He's never getting pulled from the game because he's not got the energy and got to get pulled back. No, none of that. He's ready to go as soon as he comes to the game. So I love that. I love to see that, man, for sure. All right. Also, guys, I want to show you guys a quick graphic. This is crazy. 30-point games from Jalen Duren and Cade Cunningham tonight. We're going to get to those guys individually, but I had to show you guys this. 30 points for JD, 11 boards. Look at the field goal percentage. Fifth double-double with 20-plus points. Cade Cunningham, 34 and 10. 60% for both of these guys pretty much from the field. Third straight game for Cade with 30-plus points. Six assists to field goals made connections. So those lobs were in full effect tonight. Full effect tonight, man. Those guys were amazing. So let me take a pause. I'm going to take more pauses than usual so I can try to get to some of these comments, right? So let me take another pause and check these comments, make sure I'm getting as much as I can. You know what's up, bro. Absolutely, man. Yeah, your boy's playing tonight. He was playing tonight, man. He was on full tilt tonight for sure. Love to see that. Yeah, drop some W's in the chat, y'all. Let me know how you feeling, man. Let me know what you saw in this game so I can get to y'all. For real. And I appreciate you guys, as always, showing love support. Okay. Yeah, let that game cook. Let that game cook. You know what I'm saying? Let that thing cook. Let that game cook for sure. You feel me? All right. So let's start with Cade Cunningham, man. As far as the box scores, we'll start there. All right. So, guys, tonight, Cade Cunningham, 34 points, 10 assists. I'm sorry, yeah, 34 points. He only had one board tonight. One board, that's surprising. But he had 10 assists. He had 1 steal, 4 turnovers. That's not bad. a little less than a 3-to-1 ratio. It's his turnover. It's not bad, right? 13 for 18 from the field, which is 70%. My bad. I said 60. 70%. 2 for 6 from 3, 34%. Not bad. 6 of 6 from the free throw line. Last game, he had 2 free throws last game, guys. As much as he gets to the rim, how does he have 2 free throws? Tonight, he should have had more than 6. He's still not really getting a favorable call or whistle, but he's knocking them down when he gets there. That's the important part. And he did all this in 33 minutes. He had more points than minutes tonight, guys. JD had as many points as minutes, and we'll get to him later. But 34 points, 10 assists in 33 minutes. That is efficiency, man. 70%, that is efficient. That is efficient basketball. Guys, you talked about it a little bit, but the more I'm watching him, it's not just 2 or 3 games now, and it's still a long way to go, right? But Cade is sizzling right now. Don't touch that man. Don't touch that man, bro. I don't even just mean scoring, but that man, he is legit, guys, looking like an MVP. Legit. On both ends of the court. Like, he's bringing the effort defensively, too. And he's just a floor general on offense, man. You can see the game is becoming easier and easier and easier for him. His processing speed is getting faster and faster. The more reps he gets with these guys, he's just getting better and making the right play over and over again. He opened the game with a 3-ball, but early on, he was a little passive. He had some errant passes early in this game, right? I think most of his turnovers came in the first quarter, right? And he got called for an over and back. Just some really uncharacteristic plays from him early on, just trying to get a feel for the game. But he picked his spots pretty well in the first half, knocked down shots when they were there. But when the Nets started to hang around a little bit, like the last 3 or 4 games now, in that second half, man, Cade got bored with the opposition and just took the game over. He said, okay, this is fun. That's enough. Let's put these guys away. And once again, man, and he propelled the Pistons to their biggest lead of 15 in the third quarter. It was kind of nip-tuck early in this game unnecessarily. Like, you could tell the game should have been close. And he put his foot down and said, okay, guys, let's stop playing around. Let's stop playing around. And so he was able to get out. On one play, he got out in transition. It was a one-man break. It was a 1-on-3, and he just muscled his way to the hoop, right? He was driving into defenders into half court as well, finishing with his left hand. His left hand finishes are crazy, guys. Left hand finishes are nuts, getting and-ones along the way. And when he's aggressive, he is such a load to deal with, man, because he can score the ball in so many ways. He's got so many counters. You cut him off in his first play. On his first drive, he's got a counter. He's got a counter to his counter. He's got so many, and he's big and strong, so it's hard to stop him from getting to the hoop from where he wants to go. And if he doesn't get all the way to the hoop, he can rise over you. He can just do everything offensively. And that's what makes him hard to defend. And if you come on double, guess who's wide open? JD. So his processing speed has gotten so much better, and he's making the right play, guys, over and over again. He is legit looking like an MVP candidate. He is just really, really good at basketball, man. He is just a fine basketball player. He's special. He's special, man. 214-313, you know. Hey, I appreciate it, bro. Slim says, Mr. Holland says, Deuce is the truth. We're gonna be all right. Hey, you feel me? You already know what it is, family. You already know what it is, man. Let's get to some more comments and we'll get back. Nemo says, Laurie would absolutely rush the process. Yeah, he doesn't fit. We also talk about defense, right? We just talk about Isaiah Stewart being the starter. Why are we talking about that? Is it because Tobias Harris is a bad player? No. It's just because Isaiah Stewart is one of the best defensive players in the league. And what are we trying to do? We're trying to be a defensive-minded team. He just fits better. Lauri Markkanen does not help that. He's a good offensive player, but does he help you get out in transition because he's playing good D and he's getting stops? Or is he allowing guys to score and now he's trying to get a bucket back? See what I'm saying? We are built on transition. We are built on getting stops. We are built on getting turnovers and getting easy buckets on the other end. Anybody who does not contribute to that should not be starting, in my opinion. We're going to get to that later as far as guys who I think should not be starting, guys who I think should be starting, at least until Jaden Ivey gets back. But for now, I don't want Lauri, because if you're going to get Lauri, guess what you got to give up? You got to give up some of that defensive versatility on your bench. You got to give up 3 or 4 guys to get him. It's not worth it. If we're trying to build like a championship team like we see out west with the Thunder, the one thing you want to do one thing you want to avoid is getting a guy like Lauri Markkanen. And that's no shade to him. He just does not fit. He don't fit. That's all I'm saying. So I'll leave that there, but I think that was a good question. Okay, let's get to a few more comments. I'm sorry, guys. I'm getting to as many guys as I can. Like I said, if I don't see you repost it, Caps, y'all know what to do. Y'all know what to do. Blackheart says, this time, JB should get coach of the year. He should have got it last year, bro. He should have got it last year. That's crazy. That's insane. Michael Hustle says, or Ethan says, Michael Hustle leading the hate Stu chat. That's why this conversation is happening. Yeah, man, nah. Stu is not going anywhere anytime soon. I think Stu is going to be a Udonis Haslem type of person for this team. And that means even after he retires, I could see him suited up as a coach for this team, in the front office for this team. He just fits the culture and he needs to go absolutely nowhere. Cade just said last post game that he would not trade Stu for anybody. He said, I wouldn't trade Stu for anything, for anybody. So if your best player is saying he wants this guy on his team, you would do well to keep him around. So that I had to say that because Stu is one of the most important players on this team. Period. So I had to get that out there. But yeah, he's not going anywhere. Sorry to break your heart if you thought he was. All right. So let's keep going, guys. But yeah, amazing game from Cade. All right. Let's move now, guys, to Duncan Robinson. Right? Okay. So Duncan Robinson tonight, guys, had 7 points, 8 assists. I'll give him credit for that. He had 8 assists. That is a good thing. 7 points, 8 assists, 1 rebound, 2 steals, 1 turnover on 3 of 6 shooting, 1 of 4 from 3 in 31 minutes. Okay. So I just had that whole spiel about why I don't want Lauri Markkanen on this team because the Pistons' identity is defense, right? Let me preface this by saying that I do like Duncan Robinson. I think he's a fine player. However, I don't think he should start for this team. I think if you're going to be a starter, you have to be really good on one end or the other, right? You got to be great on one end or the other, right? And I think right now, Duncan Robinson is the only guy right now that is not really great on either end. I know he had 8 assists tonight. That's good. But 7 points in 31 minutes, for me, that's not going to get it done. And it was so many times, guys, tonight that he would just get scored on. And you could see they were hunting him out. What's the shooting guard for the Nets? Ergot Yeoman, I think his name is. The shooting guard. He was getting buckets on Duncan Robinson early, and that was why we couldn't get out in transition. They were hunting him. And you could just see the Pistons having to bring the ball up slowly, having to run the half-court offense, everything that contributed to what they don't want to do because they want to get out and run. And I'm not blaming only Duncan, but I'm just I'm watching the game, guys. I'm watching the game. And he's the weak link defensively. He is. And it wasn't like he wasn't just getting directly scored on by his guy. But you would see that he would get stuck on a screen and then help would have to come over to prevent the open shot. And when that would happen, his guy would be wide open for a jumper, right? So he was affecting the defense as a chain because he may not have been getting scored on, but he was allowing his guy to get open and now swing. And because of that, you got to come over and help and now somebody's open, right? So that's what I'm saying. It's like, I feel like he doesn't contribute to us being able to get out and run because his defense is just really suffering. So that's why, in my opinion, I've said this before, and I'm not just saying this because he's here, because I've said it before, but I would start Ron Holland. I would start him at the 2 because he gives you a little bit more playmaking. He's not the shooter that Duncan is, even though right now Duncan really isn't shooting that well. Tonight he was 1 for 4, 25%. But I just like when Ron's in the game, you're gonna get in transition at some point. He's gonna also help you set that tone defensively. So I just feel like since that's what we're leaning into, we gotta have guys on the court who all contribute to that, to getting out in transition, to playing like down defense. And I feel like with a guy like Ron Holland, insert it for in the starting line, even if just for now you insert him in the lineup. Even if just for now, if we're gonna say, okay, when Jaden gets back, okay, fine, put him back in that 6-man role, cool. But I think for now, like you just gotta have somebody who's going to help you contribute to that defensive mentality. And I feel like Duncan really doesn't do that right now, and it's glaring to me. I don't even really want to harp on this too much, but I can't lie to y'all. I gotta tell y'all what I see, and that's what I see. And guys, again, for the 3rd or 4th time already this year, Duncan has fouled a guy on a 3-point shot. And it just kills the momentum. And tonight, with the one that he got, he didn't give the shooter enough space to come down, and it was a flagrant foul. So you're giving away 3 points. That stops the momentum of your team. That makes it harder to get out in transition. You're taking the ball out of the hoop. So you can't do that. So that's the only reason I say that. I would like to see somebody else start at that spot. I know it's early, but he's not been known to be a really good defender. So yeah, that's Organic says Duncan might lead the league in fouling on a 3-point shot. And I'm not, guy, I say this every episode. I want to root for him. I want to come on here and have great things to say about him. I do. I don't dislike any. Y'all know how I feel about this team. So I want to say that, man. But it's like, I can't lie to y'all. I got to tell y'all what I see. And hopefully I'm not the only one that's seeing this. Hopefully you guys see it too. But if we're going to have that defensive identity, we got to have guys that contribute to that across the board. I know we need spacing, but we got to lean into the defense right now. Because when you get turnovers, when you get stops, anybody can score offensively. You ain't got to worry about getting a half-court three, running off screen. You got to worry about that. Anybody can score in the break, right? And it gets the crowd into the game. That's how you can string plays together. You can get on a run. It just helps the whole outcome of what you're trying to accomplish. So that's all I'm gonna say about that, man. And if he does start, okay, but don't start him 30 minutes. You can't play him 30 minutes. This is the second straight game. I think he's gotten 30 minutes now, or close to it, and giving us single-digit output points-wise in both games. We won the game, okay, yeah, because we did it together. It took us longer than it needed to get there, but I definitely was just hoping to see more of a tone being set, and we're just not getting it with Duncan Robinson right now. That's the only thing I'm saying. So we'll see what happens, man. We'll see. I would definitely rather go a different direction though. But I'll leave it at that, man. I'll leave it at that. All right. But to his credit, he did do some nice things in this game. He didn't shoot well. He had some nice assists. All right, cool. We'll leave it there. All right. I'll leave him alone. Okay, guys, let's move on to our next guy. Let's go to Ausar Thompson. So, guys, tonight in this game, Ausar Thompson finished with 14 points, 6 rebounds, 4 assists, 3 steals, stuff in the stat sheet, 1 block, only 1 turnover, on 7 of 14 shooting. So it's not too often you see him get up that many shots. But he's not down half of them. And a lot of them were on the break. A lot of them he was getting in transition, but a lot of them also in the half court. He made some really good decisions in this game, guys. He had a really good all-around game. He looked so much more, he looked really comfortable and under control with the basketball in his hands. In the past, there were times when I would get nervous when he's got the ball because he didn't seem like he knew what to do with it, or he would move too quickly and bounce the ball off his foot, things like that, unforced errors. But tonight, man, he made some really good decisions with the basketball. As far as dishing it, as far as knowing when to attack and knowing when to move it. He had some really good reads out of the pick and roll. It was one play in the pick and roll where he got his guy on his hip and he faked the pass to JD and had a nice little lefty finish, floater. That's showing you it's slowing down for him. He's kind of anticipating what the defense is going to do. Because JD likes to roll and get the lob, regardless of who's getting it to him. If he sets a good screen and the guy with the ball, whether it's Cade or Ausar, whoever, they get that guy in their hip and JD's defenders comes over, JD's looking to catch that ball. But the defense is also looking for that too. We saw a few games back when Cade tried to get the lob to JD, they smacked it right back at him. So they're looking for that. So it was smart on Ausar's part on that play to get this guy in the hip, have the defense player commit, and the defensive player was trying to hedge. I think it was Nick Claxton. He was trying to hedge, and he was trying to fool Ausar, making him think he was going to go for his shot. And so that's what happened. Ausar faked the pass to JD, right? And Nick Claxton hedged at him, and as soon as he came off, Ausar made the nice floater. So Ausar, he's playing chess a little bit now, and you can only do that when you get reps. When you see the same thing over and over again, you can figure out what the defense might do based on the last play. If the last play down, you threw the lob and they didn't commit, JD caught it. The next play down, they're probably going to commit. You can fake the pass and go for the shot. So he's just getting better and better with the ball in his hands. He's getting more reps, and it's paying off for him. Right? The shot isn't quite where he wants to be yet. He's still working on his 3-ball, but he's using that mid-range pretty well too. He's getting to that mid-range. He's finishing with the left hand, right hand. He played a really good game tonight. I got to give Ausar a lot of credit, man. He didn't try to do too much. He just played within the flow. He only had 1 turnover, right? 4 assists. So 3 steals, 1 block. So he did it all. He did it all tonight, man. He didn't take any threes, no free throws. I am perfectly fine with that because defensively, he came to play as well. So great game from Ausar Thompson. I call him a star backbone of the defense, Tasmanian Thompson, right? Tonight, he was Tasmanian Thompson in a good way because he was wreaking havoc, but in a good way. So great game from Ausar tonight, man. All right, guys, let's go ahead and go to Isaiah Stewart, man. All right, so Isaiah Stewart tonight, guys, he only played 9 minutes tonight, man. He got hurt in that first half, and he hurt he twisted his ankle. I think he just slid on. He just kind of just like planted wrong, and his ankle kind of just buckled a little bit, and it turned. It didn't look like it was bad though. It wasn't a complete turn. He just kind of turned it a little bit. I think they were just kind of being precautious with him because we're playing the Nets. No disrespect, but we could have got it done without him, right? And we won by 18. We should have won by more than 18. We should have won by 30. We started missing free throws late in this game. He was like 4 or 5 straight free throws. We let them come down and get some uncontested threes. This should have been like 135 to 100, something like that. It should have been a ridiculously blowout win, but it didn't happen. Hopefully Stu's okay. He had 9 points tonight, guys. I'm sorry, 9. He had 4 points in 9 minutes, 3 rebounds, 1 assist, 1 turnover, 2 from the field. And that was it. That was it, man. So it's very unfortunate that he got hurt because I wanted to see more and more minutes with him and JD. It looked pretty good so far, and it was only going to continue to look better as they played more together, right? So unfortunately now he's down, Tobias is down, so now other guys got to step up. Did you guys see that flagrant foul they called on Stu, by the way? Let me know in the chat, guys, if you saw the flagrant foul they called on Isaiah Stewart. It was absolutely ridiculous. Absolutely ridiculous. Please tell me somebody else seen that. I think it was in the first quarter. Early in the first quarter, man, they called a terrible flagrant foul on Stu. So for anybody who didn't see it, right? Stu and Nick Claxton, they were under the hoop trying to get the rebound. Stu had better position, obviously, right? Claxton was behind him. And when I think the shot missed and Stu tried to go up for the shot or for the rebound, and Claxton's just grabbing his jersey. He literally grabs his jersey and holds onto it after the play is over. And he's just holding on to him. So Stu is naturally like, get off me, bro. He just shoved him. He didn't like push him hard. He just like, get off. But when he did that, Nick Claxton, who was soft as ever, just falls to the floor like a house of cards, like he got hit by a train. And he just lays there. Just soft, man. And they didn't call a foul on Nick Claxton for grabbing Stu, but they call a flagrant on Stu for trying to get him off of him. Ridiculous. Ridiculous, man. Absolutely insane. I'm like, bro, what's going on? And Muffin, you're right. That is exactly what Coach Bickerstaff said when they called it a flagrant. They said, that's a reputation call, man. Come on, man. That was terrible. I'm actually proud of Stu because Stu in years past would have pushed him to the floor and stood over him like, bro, if you don't get your hands off me, right? But tonight he showed growth. He understands we need him, especially if you're going to start. We need him. We don't need the text, right? Only here and there is okay to set the tone, but we don't need him unnecessarily. And tonight he showed growth. He held back. As soon as he pushed him, he looked at him like, bro, really? And he turned to walk away and he put his hands up like, bro, I'm not even trying to do that. I'm not even trying to do that. But you know what I loved? He didn't go chasing the refs. He didn't go barking at the refs, talking about how bad of a foul call that was. But you know why? Aside from the fact that Stu has really matured and has much better control of his emotions now, Coach Bickerstaff is going to bat for him. He's doing the talking. He is the mouthpiece for this team. Coach Bickerstaff he don't mind getting the tech. He don't mind getting the official's tail. And when you see that as a player, when you see your coach chewing him out like that, it makes it easier for you to not to. You're like, okay, I ain't even got to do nothing. Coach doing what's up. Y'all see it. Y'all, his teammates, y'all saw it, right? Y'all saw the replay. He was actually pointing at the Jumbotron like, bro, y'all see, I just give him a little nudge to get off of me. He was grabbing me. So it's just nice to see that Stu is keeping those emotions in check. And what is being helped by that is that his coach has his back. So I'm cool with that. I am perfectly cool with that, man, for sure. For sure. Ethan says, first thing I said in the chat because I was heated. Yeah, that was ridiculous, man. That was ridiculous. Organic says they're going to create a flagrant 9 for Stu. I mean, at this rate, come on, bro. Like, come on, man. Anybody else does that, they might review that and call it a foul on Claxton. So it's just like, okay, whatever. It's one play. Let him have it. But Stu showed growth. Stu showed growth for sure. So hopefully he's not out too long, man. Like I mentioned, I want to see more of him and JD because I think that should be the starting front court along with Ausar. Set that tone defensively, man. Get out in transition. Get easy baskets. Y'all know the deal. So we'll see how it looks for Stu. I don't think there's been an update on him as of yet. So if you guys see anything on Twitter or X or anything like that, you can let me know. We can talk about that. But yeah, I was okay with what I saw from Stu. Hopefully he's just okay. In the long term, we can get him back in that starting group with JD in the start because I love what I see there. All right, guys, let's go ahead now and move on to Jalen Duren, man. Jalen Duren. Okay, guys, 30 points, 11 rebounds, another double-double, a strong, healthy double-double, right? On 11 he had 3 steals in this game and only 1 turnover. And he shot 80% almost, guys. He shot 78% on 11 for 14 overall. And here's the biggest thing, at least offensively. Once again, 8 for 8 from the free throw line. This man is shooting about 85% on the season, guys. On the season. And the only reason it's not higher is because last game, he had a down game. He went 2 for 4. But so many times last year, guys, I saw him going 2 for 6, 3 for 8 from the line. Like I mentioned in previous shows, the first 10 games of the year last year, guys, he shot 58% from the free throw line. That is not the case anymore at all because he is just a different player mentally. Mentally. It's never been about the physical JD. He's got the physical tools. He is baby Dwight Howard. I don't even want to say baby because he's a monster. He cannot be stopped in that painted area. When he commits to it, he cannot be stopped. Not a lot of players in the league have his combination of strength and athleticism. Because he's got a quick first step for a big guy too. But when he decides to get in that paint and own it, guys can't stop him. They just can't stop him, man. And I said this, guys, a few weeks ago, right when the season started, and I am going to continue to say it. Jalen Duren will be an all-star this year. This year. This year. Last game he had 22 and 22. Deuces across the board. Tonight, 30 and 11. And I think a few games before that, he had a career high 33 points. So he is consistently now, guys, just dominating. Dominating. Guys, only 2 players this year have had a 20-20 game. Giannis and Jalen Duren. That is the list. That's it. The Pistons are plus 13.5 when JD is on the court and a -6 when he is off the court. Right? So many times last year we say when JD would get in foul trouble and we would be hoping like, all right, come on, Stu, let's get Stu in the game. Like we couldn't wait for Stu to come in because we knew Stu was going to bring that defensive presence more so than JD. Not anymore. Especially when they play together because they make it easier for each other just by being on the court together. JD is not having to battle against 2 bigs. And that's no disrespect to Tobias, Uncle T. It's just you can't teach size. You can't teach that size. And Stu has the size to be able to battle along with JD. When JD is going help side for a block, guess who's helping him? Boxing out the guy that's trying to get the putback, Isaiah Stewart. So it just makes the game so much easier for JD when he has another guy who is committed to playing defense at that level and can play defense at that level because of the physical gifts that Stu has as far as his strength and physicality. Right? So JD's played amazing, man. He is playing amazing. He's playing by far the best basketball in the NBA in his life. Ever. This is a totally, and that's why I thought JD would be an all-star this year, is because of what I saw from him the second half of last year. He just committed to it. He committed to being a defensive presence first and everything else coming after that. Right? Last year, early in the season, he wanted to be an offensive guy. And it seemed like he was taking plays off defensively, and he wanted to get the ball in the post offensively. That's not how we're going to win. You play defense, you're going to eat as many buckets as you want on that end. And it's not going to be in the half court. See, that's the difference. And guys, there were actual people in Pistons Nation. Y'all know who y'all are. I'm calling y'all out. I think it was only a few of y'all. Maybe not even here in the chat, but just in Pistons Twitter, Pistons, whatever, that were saying they wanted Nick Claxton instead of Jalen Duren. They were saying, let's trade for Nick Claxton. He's a better player. Let's go and get him. It's quiet now. It's quiet now. Tonight, Nick Claxton finished, guys, with 17 points and 8 boards in 31 minutes. JD finished with 30 points and 11 boards in 30 minutes. It's not even close. It's not even close, man. Not at all. And Jalen Duren is finally showing and being the player that this team needs him to be. And he's still 21 years old, guys. He's 21. What's 9 plus 10? 21? He's 21. It's crazy. Where's he going to be at 25? If he keeps committing to being the best player he can be, where is he going to be at 25, guys? Where's he going to be at 23? It's scary. It's scary hours for the league, man. He has been a revelation for this team. From this point of the season last year to this point of the season this year, completely different player, night and day. And he continues now to get it done on both ends of the court, all over the glass, protected the paint, even showed that midi game off. This is the second or third time game now where he showed the midi off. Last game, he had a nice spin move, and he went to the midi. This game, he went to the midi, and it looked good, man. It looked effortless. Like a player I always talked about that I want to see him kind of mirror as far as developing that midi is Jermaine O'Neal. Jermaine O'Neal, guys, was automatic in that mid-range. I watched him over and over again against the Pistons in 2004 in that Eastern Conference Finals series, knock down the midi over and over and over and over again. And it was just unstoppable. Even with guys like Ben Wallace defending him, who's one of the best defenders ever. But he's got such a high release, and he was just incredible. And I wanted to see JD kind of become that guy. Like, don't do too much if it's there, just take it, right? We know he's great with the lob. But if they pack the paint, short roll, right? Set the screen, short roll. 15-footer from the free throw line. Boom, knock it down. That's going to be the next step for him because the lob is not always going to be there. So when it's not, you can go to that short roll midi, and then when that gets consistent and they start to play defense on you, they're probably going to sag off him to make him prove it first. They want to give up the midi instead of the lob right now. But once you start getting consistent with that midi, now they got to come in. Now what you got? Ausar Thompson cutting baseline wide open. And he's shown already, JD, the ability to make that pass without the midi. So once he gets that, it's going to open up the offense so much more. Baby steps, though, right? Baby steps. We've seen it a little bit here and there. But when he gets consistent with that, man, watch out. Watch out, man. JD is going to be an all-star this year if he keeps this up. I've been saying it. I'm going to continue to say it because he deserves it, man. He's playing his tail off. And his chemistry, guys, last thing, with Cade is getting better and better and better. And not even just in the lob, right? Not even just in the half court, but also in transition. You saw JD a little bit bringing the ball up, giving it to Cade, getting it right back in the lob. Like they're confusing defenses now because they're doing a lot of the same things they do in the half court in transition, and it's working. So you can just see these guys, the offseason workers paid off. We say it all the time. JD has said, I think he said it in media day, that every year for the last 3-4 years, he has been going to wherever Cade Cunningham is and getting in at least 2 weeks of work with him, right? Whether he's in LA, whether he is in Arlington, whether he's here. JD is, hey, K, where you at, bro? I beat it in a couple days. Like, he is going to where he's at, and they're getting in those reps, and they're developing that chemistry. And you're seeing it manifest itself now, year over year over year. And now we have a coach who knows how to put them in position to be successful. And we're seeing the results of it. So JD played an amazing game. He's going to be an all-star, guys. I'm telling you. He's going to be an all-star. If this keeps up, if I'm wrong, y'all can call me out. But I've been saying this since jump. Y'all know I've been saying this since jump. So we'll see. Let's get a few comments, guys, and then we'll go to some reserves. Because man, there's so many comments. I love it, man. I'm going to do my best to get to these. Okay. So let's see. Okay. So Mike says, congrats on correct prediction on JD. I appreciate it, bro. Yes, sir, man. Yes, sir. I've been saying it. I appreciate you saying that because I know early on you was kind of like, I don't know. But I just knew it was up here for him. The gifts, he had them. It was clear to me. It was clear. He was just too good. So it's good to see him now committing to it. Heisenberg said, told you, JD can make a living. You know what, Heisenberg, you said that, bro. You were saying you want to see them go to him in the post more. But I don't think he needs to go to the post. I think maybe as a third or fourth option, if nothing is working off the initial set, and okay, let him get the ball in the paint. Let him do something. But I don't think they need to run plays for him yet. Not yet. We got too many other things going right now offensively. And with the way Cade's playing, let Cade figure out what's the best play, right? And if he decides that's what it is on that possession, cool. But I like where JD is right now, just slowly adding to his game, like all these guys are. We've seen Ausar slowly getting better. Turnovers are down for Ausar. Playmaking is getting better. Decision making is getting better. We see what Cade's growth is, MVP level player, and now JD the same thing. Right? We saw with Jaden last year. He was getting better before he got hurt. Right? So even Stu, all these guys are slowly getting better. I don't want to put too much on their plate right now. Just let them keep building slowly. And then we'll eventually see these guys start to peak at the same time. And that's when it's going to get scary. That's when we're going to be unstoppable. So Tara says he will get 30 million. Yeah, if he keeps this up, he may get more than that. Like, honestly, guys, I wanted them to sign him to the extension before the season started. Because think about it. If I'm saying he's going to be an all-star, it's because I think he's going to elevate his play. So I'm like, get him now before he starts to, because you already know, guys, this offseason, if he keeps this up, there are going to be suitors out there looking to add him to this roster. And that price tag for them is probably going to be high. They're probably going to add him for a lot of money. So I felt they could kind of get him locked in now, kind of see the forest for the trees, get it early, and then have a valuable contract while still paying him what he deserves. But now it may be a little bit harder. So we'll see. I don't want to speak, because Trajan knows way more than I do. I'm not even going to go there, right? But I was just hoping they would get him locked in early. So that way we wouldn't have to deal with this offseason with his contract and having to outbid guys and match this contract because he's a restricted free agent and all these different things. So we'll see. We'll see. But he definitely destroyed his matchup tonight for sure. Nick Claxton is not in his class. He is not in his class. And you said, yeah, I appreciate you calling yourself out, bro. I appreciate that. Everybody doesn't do that. So I appreciate that. Emperor says that jumper. He is going to be in Detroit dominating other teams. I hope so. I hope they get him locked in. Contract Duren is nice. It's not even contract Duren because he was doing this last year. If he looked like he did the beginning of last year when he was like by his words playing soft, and then the whole year he was like that, and then all of a sudden this year in the contract year we see this. Now I'm like, hey bro, what's going on? Are you just only because you're in the contract year, but because he showed it the second half of the year, right after the NBA Cup play when they started all beginning to elevate their play. Right before Jaden Ivey went down, when he was still a part of that success, when he was still the second best player on his team, helping us win those games, game winners and all that stuff, right? That was when JD really started to take off. Not this year. So he has gotten better from last year to this year, but you saw last year that trajectory was already on its way. And with the offseason work that he had with Cade and the commitment to it, it's just continuing on from the end of last year, from the second half of last year. So I can't even say contract Duren because he was showing it before that. Right? So I ain't going to do him like that. Let's check a few more guys and we'll get back to it. Heisenberg says he had a nice, yes, 18-footer was nice. That looked good for sure. JD should train with McDyess. I like that. That's another one. I said Jermaine O'Neal. I like McDyess too. Pick and roll, short roll, pop. Pick and pop was great for McDyess. That was automatic. So I like that as well. Mario No said Deuce Duren looks like a bigger C Webb. The handle passes and that nice, yeah, man. If he becomes like C Webb, watch out because I think C Webb was more of a natural. C Webb was a gifted offensive player, man. That dude was something else. The way he could handle the ball like a guard. Remember that on the break, who was it against? I think Charles Barkley had him on the break. Charles Barkley tried to block the shot. C Webb said, "Oh, for real?" Mouse in the house went behind his back and dunked it all over Charles Barkley. Like he was different, bro. C Webb was different, man. In Golden State. In Sacramento, he was something different. But I think JD. I was talking to a few guys in the chat about or Twitter about this. I was talking to Sean Murphy and Keith Trudeau. Shout out to y'all. But they were saying they see more like Dwight Howard, Amari Stoudemire. I think he's more of a combination of those two guys, right? Because Dwight Howard, I think he's built more like Dwight Howard. He's not the defender yet that Dwight, because Dwight was a DPOY multiple times. He's one of the best defenders ever, right? JD ain't quite there yet. He got a ways to go to get there, but he's built more like him. Amari Stoudemire was more quick of foot. He was more so like a C Webb with more athleticism. He had good lateral movement. He would get up so fast and throw it down, right? He may not have had the hang time that a Dwight Howard had, but he would get up so quickly and throw it down so quickly. He was a little bit more mobile. So I think he's more of a combination of those two guys at his peak, of a Dwight Howard and an Amari Stoudemire. That's what I see with JD long term, right? So we'll see. We'll see how that looks going forward. But either way, JD is doing his thing, man. And that 21 is ridiculous. Ridiculous, man. So great game from JD, guys. Let's go to some reserves. I tried to get to some comments. Let's go to some reserves, guys. And we'll go from there. All right. So let's go to some bench guys. Let's start with, who should we start with, guys? Let me see. Let's check out the reserves. Let's start with Ron. Since we got Ron Sr. here, let's go ahead and go to Ron Holland, man. So Ron tonight, guys, finished with, what do you have tonight? 5 points, 5 rebounds, 1 assist. He had 3 turnovers. He didn't shoot it well. 2 for 6 overall. 1 of 3 from 3. So about 33% overall in 25 minutes. So guys, he didn't have his best game offensively. All right. He's had a couple games this year where he was just like right there, but just couldn't get into that rhythm. And you would see him kind of getting on himself. Tonight, he just really couldn't catch a rhythm. He was playing with the energy. He was playing with the effort. He got downhill early in the first half, had a nice finish. He had some unforced errors. He stepped out of bounds in one play, and he looked down and was like, right? But he was able to get more opportunity in that second half, right? Because we know Stu didn't play. So Ron went at the 4. And honestly, like, here's my thing, guys. I don't think Ron is a natural 4. Ron is more, and me and Eric Vincent talked about this. Ron to me is more of a 2-3 than a 3-4. But in spots, right? Maybe in smaller lineups and small ball lineups, you can play him at the 4 because he's 6'6", 6'7", but he plays bigger than that. He plays bigger than that, right? So he's able to get on the boards the way he did. He crashes the boards with anger. Like, he plays angry already, but he crashed the boards tonight. But I think D. Davis, you're right. I think he was moving a little bit too fast. And here's the thing. I said it before. When Ron doesn't get into a rhythm offensively and he makes a couple bad plays here and there where he could have made a better play, it seems like sometimes he tries to make up for it on defense sometimes, and that's where he gets into foul trouble and things like that because he's just hit with his hand caught in a cookie jar. He wants to make an impact however he's in the court. So if his jumper's not falling, which he actually knocked down a 3 tonight, right? But if he can't find the flow offensively, he tries to make an impact on the defensive end. He doesn't care how he impacts the game. He just wants to impact the game, right? He wants to be a two-way player. We saw last game he had that nice block on Keontae, who I call Keynote. Keynote George had a nice block, went the other way for a dunk. That two-way play. Ron wants to do that every single game. But if he doesn't have it going on the offensive end, he's always trying to make an effort on the defensive end. And that's what I appreciate about him. He's always trying to make an impact. It's not about the box scores, anything like that. It's how can I impact this game? And tonight, I think he tried a little bit too hard to get into that rhythm, and it hurt him a little bit. But I'm not mad at him because this year, he's been very, very solid for this team. And I think this was his first start. Even though it was the second half, I think this was his first start. And for him to play out of position in his first half, in his first start of a half, I think he was okay. All right, he made some mistakes, got to clean those up. But like Kenyatta said, just his presence is a force. Like with Stu, right? That's why I like Stu in the starting lineup. Just his presence is a force. That's what I love about him. Ethan says, defensively, Ausar took the bigger defensive matchup when Ron filled in for Stu. I wouldn't say Ron played the 4 because of that. Okay, I mean, but they needed him. They didn't go with the guard. They needed a little bit more size there, right? But you're right. I think they did go with Ausar more. And I think Ausar, probably because he's played more, can play the 3-4 a little bit better right now than Ron because he's played more, right? And I think also because Ausar has more ball handling responsibilities, bringing the ball up court. So I think it just makes more sense for a guy like Ron to guard a 3. So, but I like what I saw from both Ausar and Ron. They both got on the boards. Both of those guys were crashing the glass, right? So Ron didn't have his best game, but he knocked down the open shots when they were there, and he brought the intensity and effort. And that's one thing that's constant. If the effort is constant and consistent, I don't really care if you have a bad game. I don't care. Because are you playing to our identity is all that matters to me. Now, if he's shooting 0 for 10, okay, you got to look at it, right? But he's not doing that. Like, he's a very capable shooter. His shooting has improved from last year to this year. I think last year he shot about 20% from 3. I think this year he's in the 30s. I think he's at 32% overall this year from 3. Huge jump. It's a lot to ask for a player to jump 10% for your 3-point percentage from one year to the next, right? But he's showing growth. Shout out to Charles Hill, his trainer who's been working with him. Shout out to Fred Benson, who's been working with him. All the coaching staff, right? He's really doing his thing this year. So I'm okay. Ryan is nothing to worry about. Ryan had a bad game, didn't play his best, no problem. Because what Heisenberg said, even when he struggles offensively, Ronnie Hustle is still a pest to whoever he's guarding. 100%. That's all you can ask. That's all you can ask for. So we will leave it there, guys, and move on to our next guy. Let's move on now, guys, to Caris LeVert, right? So Caris LeVert tonight, guys, finished with 10 points, 3 rebounds, 4 assists, 1 steal, 1 turnover on 36 shooting, 1 of 4 from 3, 3 of 4 from the free throw line in 20 minutes. So, guys, I've talked about it, right? We just want to see Caris LeVert get a little bit better and a little bit better and a little bit better, right? We know at the beginning of the year, or not even the beginning of the year, he didn't even play the beginning of the year. I think this is game 5 for him in the season. We played 9 games. I think this is his 5th game he played because he missed the first 4, I believe, right? So he's still like in game 5, right? And we've seen us get better from game 5 to game 9, right? So the same way the team needed a chance to get into a rhythm, he also needed it as well. He just got off to a late start. So from him, defensively, I liked what I saw a lot. And that's the thing. Coach Bickerstaff is the first coach really in his career, in his playing, in his basketball career, right? But especially NBA career. JB Bickerstaff is the first coach that has demanded him to play defense. That's what he said. He said he became a much better player when he was demanded by Coach Bickerstaff to play defense with the Cavs. That's when it started, right? So the defensive effort for him is there. And it's been there for the last few games. Like he forced MPJ into an air ball. He forced a few turnovers, right? He was able to get a pass to Ausar off a turnover he created to get an easy dunk. Like the defense is becoming impactful and it's happening more consistently with Caris, right? He's got a ways to go offensively as far as figuring out how to mesh with his guys and get his guys the ball where they like it. And then also at the same time, picking his spots offensively because that's his job. When he comes in, he needs to do whatever the team needs. So if that's scoring, give him an offensive punch, he's got to do that. But also, if we need him to facilitate a little bit, he's got to do that as well. So he's still trying to find that balance between being that player for this team on a consistently every night. And you can see the defense is ahead of the offense. But that's okay because once again, if you play good defense, you can do what? You can get out in transition. And he contributed to the Pistons doing that tonight. He did knock down some shots, right? He knocked down a nice 3-ball. So you can see his defense, like I mentioned, his defense is ahead of the offense, but I'm fine with that because his defense has been good. He is buying in to what everybody else is buying into when they're on the court. And that is being on a string defensively and playing tough defense. So the offense with time will catch up. I'm not really concerned about him at all. So let's see what you guys think. Let's take a look at some comments here and see what you guys saw. D. Davis says, not bad, still the cliffhanger. Ethan says, LeVert looked a little better, still not great, but I'm good with it. Exactly. It's not going to be an overnight change. It's just going to be consistent reps, consistent opportunity. I say it all the time. Beginning of last year, Tobias Harris didn't look great. Malik Beasley looked subpar. Tim Hardaway Jr. did not look good, right? Early on. Nobody really looked good early on. So just give him the same grace, give him the same time. As long as we see that incremental growth with him, we can live with it. I can live with it, and we all should be able to live with it as long as we continue to get wins. That's it. Ryan says, Coach JB is the man. How can you not want to give your best for a guy like JB? Right. He does everything you want. Everything you want, man. He goes to bat for you. He puts you in the best position to be successful, and he demands you to play at a high level. That's what you want from your coach, right? We know with Coach Bickerstaff, if you're not giving effort on defense, you are not going to play, period. Which is why Caris LeVert is not becoming a defensive player and why he became that with Cleveland, because he was not going to see the court if he didn't play defense with Coach Bickerstaff. So I love it. Organic says, Caris gets that main character syndrome too often on offense. Yeah, he's trying to figure it out. You may have coach tell him, hey, go be more aggressive. And when he does that, he may miss an opportunity for another guy. So it's going to take him time and reps to figure that out. I'm not concerned about him at all. Miyuki Aloha from Hawaii, my brother. What up, though? Don't worry about being late to the chat. I was late to the chat too. I started off a little bit late, so my bad. For sure. Okay, let's go to a few more guys and we'll move on to the next guy. Organics. I like that we kept Jared. I like Jared Jack, man. I got a chance to meet him at the open practice. Real cool dude. He was a defensive dog when he played too. He was a defensive player when he played defense first. Reminded me a little bit of Marcus Smart kind of player, where he's tough nosed, going to be physical with you, but he's also a good floor general. That's why you see him and Cade talking all the time. That's his guy. Right? They understand, they see it the same way. So Jared Jack is a really good coach as well. All right, a few more. JB was on the refs for a call against Klintman. Plenty of coaches only care about their. Well, that's a great point too. It doesn't matter. Did you guys see Coach last game when Kevin Love flopped? When I think Duncan Robinson was guarding him, and Kevin Love kind of dribbled sideways into him and kind of flopped, and JB's on the sideline like trying to demonstrate what Kevin Love was doing. That was hilarious. So it doesn't matter who it is, man. 1 to 12, 1 to 15, coach is going to go to bat for his guys. And when you see that, Ethan, when you see him doing that for not just the star player, that builds good morale. That's how you avoid resentment from other players who aren't the star. It's just so many things that he does well as far as a coaching and a vibe standpoint to make sure this team stays together. And Ryan, I said this last game, Ryan, Coach Bickerstaff is similar to Dan Campbell in a lot of ways. I said that last episode. So you were dead on there, hard-nosed and competitive, but all love for the guys on the squad and open and honest in front of the media. Well said, man. All right. Okay, guys, let's move on to our next player, and that is B-Ball Paul Reed, man. So, guys, I mentioned if Stu was going to start, I was very comfortable with Paul Reed being that third big, and I still am. Because once again, he's going to bring it. So often this year and last year when we had guys like JD who weren't playing well, who would come in and play well. Paul Reed, he give us the effort. He give us the rebounding. He give us the paint protection, right? And now he's bigger. He's stronger now. he's not getting moved off his spot as much like he did last year in the playoffs, right? When Cat was trying to bang with him and Mitchell Robinson, you would see Paul Reed kind of get moved off his spot a little bit. Not bullied, but you would see he wasn't able to maintain his position. But now he's a bigger guy. He's a bigger, stronger guy. Tonight he has 6 points, 6 boards, 2 assists, 2 steals on a perfect 3 for 3 from the field. He missed both of his free throws, which is very uncharacteristic, in 15 minutes. So like I mentioned, man, he brought the energy. He brought the energy, man, and he came in to the game tonight and got a steal right away. Coming into the game, impacting with your defense. We can't ask for much more. He didn't play a ton, but in the minutes he played, he was good. And guys, he got the belt, real quick, he got the belt last game, man. I think he played like 2 minutes last game. He got the belt. The vibes on his team are immaculate, man. The way they keep guys together, it's incredible, man. I thought that was really nice for them to do that for him because he plays so hard, man. He plays really hard, and I give him credit because he feels like he can do more for this team. He feels like with his talent that he could give this team more. But he's willing to play a role. He's humble enough. He's a team guy. He just wants to win, right? Organic said he had one of the sickest behind the back passes to Green for 3 I've seen. I saw that. That was nice. That was nice, man. So I liked what I saw from Paul Reed tonight, and I hope he gets the opportunity to be that third big. Ethan says Reed is going to get a bunch of minutes these next couple games. Be ready for some chaos. Sometimes good, sometimes bad, but it works out for us just fine in the end. Yeah, as long as he plays hard, and you're right, he's going to get more minutes. If Stu is out for a period of time, if Tobias is still out, guys like Klintman and Paul Reed and maybe even Tolu Smith are going to get an opportunity moving forward to get some run. So we'll see. Guy, by the way, I'm seeing a lot of Braid Cade versus Fro Cade. I don't care, man. As long as we get MVP Cade, I don't care. It's funny because I thought he was going to go with the braids all year. It's funny, last year, he went with the braids for the first few games, and it was during a period we were 0-4. I think we got that first win, and he just kind of like, where my pick at? Let me get this pick at. Let me get this pick out. Like, so it's cool to see the braids, but I don't know. It's hard to say. I think either one works for him. It's hard to say. I haven't really seen a difference in play, anything like that. But as long as we get MVP Cade, he can wear his hair however he wants. I don't care. I don't care at all. Let's get to some comments really quickly. Kenyatta says the bench is starting to get their championship card. Yes, they're starting to buy into those roles and they're starting to get comfortable for sure. Mario No says, I really appreciate you and your content, Deuce, and love for our team. Hey, man, I appreciate it, Mario. I love this team, man. I've been watching this team since I was 4 years old, back in 1990 when they won the second of their back-to-back championships. So I have no choice but to love this team. Good or bad, I've been here through the bad years, the down years. I haven't been around publicly like this, like my boy King has been for 15 plus years, right? When they were struggling going through it. But I have no choice but to love this team. This team was one of the most important things to me, man. Like for me, it's family, music, Pistons. You know, after family, put it whatever order you want. But I love this team, man. So I definitely appreciate you saying that, Mario, for sure. I saw somebody say they want to see Afro Ivy. I don't know. I don't know if he's ever had a fro like that. Maybe high school. He had a little mini fro, maybe something like that. But I don't think he's really had a fro like that. I like the braids on Jaden. I like the braided look, or the row. I like the cornrows. I like the cornrows. It's a good look for him. So we'll see. All right, let's keep going, guys. Let's go to let's go Bobi Klintman. My guy. Y'all know I've been a fan of him since Summer League of last year, right? When I saw him making some nice plays in Summer League. And it's, he hasn't really got much opportunity, but once again, he got some run. So let's talk about what we saw, right? Okay. Oh, Organic says he had the baby pro Monty never. Anyway, all right. So guys, tonight, Bobi Klintman had 4 points, 5 rebounds, 1 assist, 1 turnover on 2 of 6 shooting. All 3 from 3. He could not throw it in the ocean tonight. He had some good looks too. He just could not knock him down. His shot overall was not good tonight. 0 for 2 from the free throw line. So he could not get it going at all. He knocked down one of those threes and those free throws. He got 10 points. Right? So, not a great game from him. It was surprising to see him in the game when I saw him in the game. And for me, guys, I'm not gonna lie to y'all, man. When I saw him in the game, man, I was like, okay, we know we better than the Nets, but come on, man. Like, because he was getting Javonte Green minutes in that first half. And here's what I think though. I think that, and I could be wrong, but I think had the Pistons put the Nets away early by going with their regular rotation, I think Coach wanted to get Bobi some non-garbage minutes, so he wanted to get him some meaningful minutes when the game was still in the balance, right? I think he felt he could do that while still picking up the win because we were just better than them, right? I talked about it earlier. They turned it on, they turned it on, turned it off, let them back in the game, turned it on. 2 minutes later, be up 10, right? So I think that coach knew we could do that. It was a little bit risky because it's the first game of pool play. We trying to win that cup, right? So a loss to the Nets is not a good way to do that. We lose to the Nets, we probably don't make it to the elimination round. We probably don't because we were 3-1 last year and we still didn't get there because the Bucks were better, outplayed us. They had a better record, right? So you lose this game, you're not going anywhere in the cup. You're not making it out of your group because you still got to play the Sixers, the Bucks, right? It's gonna be really hard to get out of that. Out of your group if you lose the first game to the Nets. But I think he probably felt we're good enough as a team. Let's give Bobi a chance in some meaningful opportunity minutes, not just the last 5 minutes of the game when the bench is clear and nothing's going on. I think he wanted to give him an opportunity and to see what he did with the opportunity. But it's hard for Bobi because first of all, he hasn't even, I think this is his first NBA action in the regular season? I believe it is. I don't think he's played yet all year. So we talked about Caris LeVert having to get into a rhythm, and he's played 4 games. It's only been 4 games, but it's still been 4 games. It's a lot to ask for a guy like Bobi Klintman who's been cold. I'm not making an excuse. I'm just being real. It's hard to ask a guy who hasn't played all year to come into a game and be able to catch a rhythm. Because first of all, you got to make sure your mental is right. You got to make sure that you are not trying to do too much when you're in the game, just because you're in the game, right? You still got to play team basketball, which I thought he did, right? But I felt like his shot, he just couldn't get going offensively. He couldn't find a rhythm. And I think part of that's because he hasn't really had a chance to play. He hasn't played much. But I do like that coach gave him the opportunity to win, or to play, and it still ended up in us winning the game. But here's what I saw from him. He came into the game with Ron Holland for Duncan Robinson, right? And Ausar Thompson, I think Ron came in for Ausar. And like I mentioned, those were Javonte Green minutes. That's when Javonte Green would have came into the game. So he didn't shoot great, but he had some nice plays. He was on the glass. He's grabbing some boards. He's 6'10", guys. He's a big guy. He's a big guy. So I like that he's getting on the glass. One thing I was saying I wanted to see from him is to be more aggressive defensively and show a little bit more dog. And I saw some dog from him tonight, right? I saw him getting in the guy. I saw him playing physical, right? He was committed to that end defensively. He was all over the glass. And offensively, even though he didn't shoot it well, he made some nice plays. He had a nice cut to the hoop. Ausar found him for a nice throwdown. That was nice. He had a nice lob to JD after a look-off pass. It was a swing, right? The swing came to him. He could have swung it again, and he faked the pass. The defender went with him. He took 2 steps into the paint, lob for JD. Boom, right? So he's got that playmaking ability. For him, he just needs to get more minutes. If he's able to get more minutes somehow, which he's probably going to get the next 2 games. So these next few games, I'm going to have my eye on him to see how he looks with more opportunity. If he gets that and he shows that he can be an impact player, then he's going to be right where I hope he will be. Let's see what you guys think. KS25 says, I'd rather see Bobi be aggressive out the gate than be complacent and hesitant. The confidence is already there. It's coming, but it's hard to be confident. Like, once again, when you play for the first time, you get rotational minutes. Haven't played all year, and you're playing rotational minutes now in meaningful basketball. It's hard to catch a rhythm. So it's a lot to ask for him. That's why I'm not too upset with him not shooting the ball well. You can't judge it off one game. Now, these next few games, I want to see that incremental growth. I want to see him catch a rhythm, knock down some shots, give us a little playmaking, but most importantly, get on the glass, play hard defense. And when you do that, he's going to get some opportunities. So we'll see. Torch Lord says the broadcaster said this was his second game. Not sure. When did he play before then? I don't recall him ever playing this season because I've been looking for him. Myself and Boss have been looking for him. And when he came into the game, she texted me. I had missed it, and I had to do a double take. Like, Bobi's playing right now? So I don't think he's played yet, but I could be wrong. You guys can fact check me on that. Let me know. All right, Mario says Bobi got out there and we heard nothing else from Clown. Right? Conley, he went quiet because Bobby's long. He's got a good wingspan. He's tall, and he's playing good defense now. He's playing good team defense, and he's playing good individual defense. So I like to see that. That's a good point, Mario knows for sure. Bossman said Bobby did good. He was okay. Look, I'm the biggest Bobby fan. I don't think he played great. I think he played okay. But okay in your first game, after not playing previously, the previous 8 games, okay is good. He didn't play bad. He played okay considering the circumstance. So that is good. So I feel you, Bossman. I'll say good as well because of that. Organic says Bobi Klintman, aka Swiss Beats. not because of the looks. Yeah, he's a Swiss Army knife. If y'all feel me. But yeah, I agree, Organic Lindo for sure. Swiss Beats is funny. That's hilarious. I see where you're going though. Bossman, same thing with Paul Reed last year. Just need him. Yeah, just need the opportunity, right? Just need the opportunity for sure. A few more comments because I've been slacking on that, trying to get these comments in. Let's see. Detroit Juice says, "Don't be scared to get in there, Bob." Yeah, don't be scared to get in there, bro. Like, don't be scared to make a mistake. Don't be scared to, because you say that a lot of times, guys. Like when guys who don't play a lot, when they get into the game and they make a mistake, what do you see them do? They look into the bench. Is coach gonna pull me? Like, that's in the back of your mind sometimes when you don't play a lot and you get the opportunity and you don't play well. You're like, am I gonna get pulled? So if he gets more opportunity, if he knows he's gonna be in the game despite the mistakes here and there, he ain't gotta think about that. He can just go play. So that's why I'm not mad about tonight's game. If he gets more opportunity, that'll get better. All right, guys. So I'm doing the best I can, man. Heisenberg, I feel like I saw him in the Houston game. Okay, maybe he did play Houston. I don't remember. I'll check that box score out and we'll talk about it next episode. Real quick, Isaac Jones. Yeah, okay, so real quick, guys. I think we got Isaac Jones because I'll say that for the end. I'll say it for the end. I want to get to the rest of these guys first. All right. Terry said he needs more reps. Detroit Jew, he was snagging more boards. Just needs the reps. And Mecklemore Consult says Bobby did good. So yeah, he was solid. He was solid, man. So he'll get more chances now, especially if Stu and Tobias are going to be out for extended time. Well, hopefully they're not. But the silver lining is you get to see more Bobby. All right. We expect mistakes. Just play your game. I believe. I 100% agree. Okay, guys. Let's go to Javonte Green, and we'll do the Javonte and Daniss Jenkins. We'll do those. That'll be the last two for tonight. I think those are the last two guys who played. We got Chaz in there for 3 minutes, but it was the end of the game. He didn't get an opportunity. He misses 2 shots. Had 1 rebound. And that was all she wrote. 3 minutes. We can't ask for much, right? Okay. All right, and then let's go to Javonte Green. Javonte Green tonight, guys, had 8 points, 3 boards, 1 assist, 1 steal on 2 of 5 overall, 1 of 3 from 3, 3 of 4 from the line in 20 minutes. So first half, like I mentioned, he didn't play much because he had to give his minutes away to Bobi Klintman to get the opportunity, which was cool. He didn't seem bothered by it. He didn't seem to care, right? He's a team guy. Don't care. Whatever. Let's get in there, young guy. Get some tick. So second half, we saw him get involved. Defensively, he did what he does. Physical defense, right? Strapping up defensively and forcing guys into tough shots. And he had some nice finishes offensively tonight. They weren't even calling fouls for him. It was a few plays in a row where he got hacked. One of them he finished through contact, but on both of them, he got hacked. And the ref was right there. And he just like, come on, bro. You're standing right there. And they just wouldn't call a foul for him. So, but I thought in the minutes he did play, he did what he does, right? Much like Ron, when he comes into the game, he's finding some kind of way to make an impact, right? So even though he didn't have a ton of points, he didn't shoot it great, right? 1 for 3, 2 for 5 overall. Okay, solid. 1 of 3 from 3, but overall, he just played. He's a glue guy. He's going to bring that defense. He's going to bring that mentality. He's going to move the basketball, move himself, knock down open shots. So I like what I saw from him. He's been consistent, guys, all season. He's played every game this year. I don't think anybody expected Javonte Green to play every game this year. I didn't expect him to play every game this year. I did not expect that. But he has fit in very, very well. Very, very well, man. D. Davis says, I think he's going to have a breakout game. Could be. I mean, there's going to be opportunity now, guys, for more guys because we have guys like Stu and Tobias out. And once again, that's why you don't make a trade for a guy like Lauri Markkanen because, one, he's a great offensive player. He's not a good defensive player. And once again, you lose your depth when you trade for a guy like that. I'm not going to trade my depth away for anything if I don't need to for winning. But if I have to, it's going to be for a guy who is a supremely talented player, but also fits my defensive identity. I'm not trading for a guy who doesn't do that. I don't care how talented he is. If he doesn't play with defense and impact defensively, I'm not going to trade for him, especially because what if guys like Stu get hurt? What if guys like Tobias get hurt? You go to your bench, the depth you have is gone because now you got a guy on your team you traded for who doesn't play defense. It doesn't make sense. So that's why having the defensive versatility is important, because when guys go down, you can truly say to yourself, next man up. And you got Javonte Green, next man up. You got Paul Reed, next man up. You got Ron Holland starting the second half, next man up. You don't have that when you make a trade, guys. You got to factor in injuries. We were pretty lucky outside of Jaden Ivey. We were pretty lucky as far as the injury front last year. It ain't going to happen every year. And I'm knocking on all kind of wood, hoping that it does. But this is not realistic. You got to have guys who are ready to come into the game and kind of plug the hole when guys get hurt. And you lose that when you trade for a bona fide star player, especially when it doesn't play defense. You just can't do it. You just can't do it. So I am glad that Trajan Langdon is not in that camp of going and getting stars, especially stars who don't fit the team. But even if they do fit, it's got to be a trade where you're like, man, why am I not doing this? It's got to be one of those trades that's handed to you in a silver platter, a Rasheed Wallace kind of trade, where you're trading, you're trading for guys who really weren't that impactful in a bag of chips, and you get a star like that who plays defense. That's the only way you do it. You don't do it when you're trading important depth for a guy who doesn't play defense. It's like, it doesn't make any sense. So y'all see what I'm saying? I'm going to leave it there. You get it, Drew. Culture players. Lauri Markkanen is not a culture guy for this team. He's not, right? So y'all get what I'm saying. We'll leave it there. Okay, let's go. Let's keep going, guys. Let's go now to Daniss Jenkins, right? All right, so Daniss Jenkins, guys, tonight he got some burn in the fourth quarter, and he had a very uneven few minutes in this game, right? Y'all know DJ is one of my guys. Jeremy Hart is my dog. That's his trainer. He's been with him for years. We had him on the show. Shout out Jeremy. But guys, I know, let's get out the way. He missed that dunk. I know he missed the open court dunk. I was like, come on, DJ, because we've seen him do some crazy stuff. If you guys have watched the show, we saw the 360 dunk he caught off the side of the backboard at the open practice last year. Right, he's got bunnies. I think he got a little bit too excited on the break because he got the steal. He got the steal that got him on the break. I think he stepped a little bit too far away and it bobbled out of the rim. And he was so pissed. All I could do was laugh, man. All I could do was laugh because it didn't matter at that point in the game. He doesn't usually do stuff like that. He's not a hot dog kind of player. He's a very steady player. He makes the right play. My guy King was like, how he missed that dunk? I'm like, man, leave me alone. Get out of here, bro. Trolling again. Get out of here. But yeah, I'm not mad at him because he earned that miss. You know why? Because he got the turnover. Right? It wasn't like he wasn't playing defense and Cade got it and threw it ahead and he missed the dunk, anything like that. You know what I mean? He caused a turnover. So if he doesn't get that, there is no opportunity to get a dunk. Right? I did too. I hopped out of my seat. I was about to record it so I could show y'all, but it didn't go down. That's cool. It's probably the last one he misses all year. I don't think he'll do that again this year at all. Organic says every opportunity counts for Daniss, even garbage time. He didn't cap. Well, that was just one play though, bro. Because you got to remember he got that steal, but also as soon as he got into the game, what did he do? He got a bucket immediately. Got to the hoop, right? Read the defense, gave it was there. They came off him. He went to the hoop, got the layup. So that wasn't the only play. That's just what we remember because it stood out. Because it's a highlight play or a low light play, whatever you want to call it. But he didn't have a bad game. That was a bad play. But in his 5 minutes, he had 3 points. He had a rebound, right? He had a steal. 3 points, a rebound, and a steal in 5 minutes, guys, is good. I don't care if you missed a dunk or not. You know what I'm saying? That was just one play. Yeah, he did capitalize. He did. He played okay. He played well. He would have played great if he dunked. Everybody would have had nothing but good things to say. Oh, you know what? This is true. Organic, you are right. Very uncharacteristically, he missed free throws tonight. He is usually very steady at the free throw line, very consistent at the free throw line. I think that person who was, if y'all heard it, it was just one annoying fan that was just yelling at the free throw line every time. It was so annoying. My wife was getting annoyed. She was on her phone scrolling, right? She's like, who in the world is that? Who is in the background making all that noise? Tell them to shut up. So, but the point is, he doesn't usually do that. He doesn't usually do that. I've never seen him miss more than 2 free throws in the game, right? I've never seen it. So for him to miss two in a row and then the next one, I'm like, wow, like just a bad game. Just a bad game from that aspect. So very uneven, right? Like I mentioned, in 5 points, 5 minutes, he had 3 points, a rebound, and a steal. But the dunk and the missed free throws, especially the missed free throws, 1 for 4, that can't happen, bro. That can't happen. But I doubt it will again this year. We missed so many guys late in the game. Bobi 0 for 2, Daniss 1 for 4, Paul Reed 0 for 2. We started off this game shooting 18 for 20 from the line. 18 for 20, guys. We still shot good overall, 70%. That's solid. But we could have been so much better. But overall, in 5 minutes, you can't expect anybody to do too much. So I think I have not lost any confidence in him at all. He's still a guy I have no issue with. I am very comfortable with putting into the game. If Cade's in foul trouble, if Caris is not playing well, I'm perfectly fine putting Daniss Jenkins into the game and allowing him to run the show because he showed he can do it. He showed he can do it. So, all right, guys, let's go to a few more and we'll keep going. James says, what we can afford is for injuries to pile up. This team chemistry is coming together. They are a beautiful team to watch when they flow. Yeah, they can't pile up, but we can still survive. We can still survive. We have a deep enough bench that we can plug and play when we need to. Think about it, guys. We're 7-2 and Jaden Ivey has not stepped on the floor for an NBA game in the regular season yet. We got the best record in the East, and Jaden has not stepped foot on the floor yet. Marcus Sasser has not stepped foot on the floor yet, and we're best in the East. So they can't pile up for anybody, James. If you want to win a championship, if you want to contend for like anybody, if they piled up for the Thunder last year in the playoffs, they wouldn't have won, right? They had Chet Holmgren. He was out for a big portion of the year. He came back second half of the season, but they don't win that championship without him. They had their guys. The Pacers had their guys. Hallie goes down in game 7 and they're done. So they can't pile up for anybody, right? But I think we can afford to weather the storm as long as it doesn't get too crazy. And right now it's not too crazy. It's still manageable. We're kind of on the edge right now because you're right. It's starting to pile up a little bit, but we're okay. I think we can still maintain the Eastern Conference lead and have that top spot with the knick-knack injuries we have now. As long as they're not anything long-term, we'll be okay. And once again, that's the importance of having a deep roster. And once again, you don't have that if you trade for a star player, especially one who does not play defense. So for the 30th time, I'll leave that there, but you guys get it. You guys get it. All right, let's go to some comments. Heisenberg says, look like Daniss just got in his own head after missing those first 2 free throws. That's very possible. He may have said, I got to make up for this. Let me give him a highlight dunk. You could be very much correct in that, for sure. Organic says, I definitely didn't lose faith in Daniss. Not at all. Not at all, bro. I'm not concerned about him at all. At all. That's a tough-minded dude. He's going to be fine. According to Windhorse, Ivy hasn't looked impressive. Bro, did you hear that? He said, man, I was like, come on, Wendy. He was talking with Vincent Goodwill. Shout out to Vinny Goodwill. He actually, guys, was spitting facts about Cade today. I posted it on my IG. Check that out. Vinny Goodwill was dead on about what he said about Cade today and about his ascension. So check that out for sure. But he was on with Wendy, and Wendy was like just going up and down the roster. And he doesn't usually do this. He's usually very much on it because he covers all the teams. He's usually, which is hard to do, by the way. He usually is on it. But when he was talking to Vinny about the team, he was saying, Cade has played great, JD's played great, but they haven't got much from Ivy. And Vinny was like, he ain't played yet. Like, what you mean? Of course he ain't got nothing from me. He ain't played yet. But that was funny. He kind of swung a miss on that one. It doesn't happen too often with Wendy. I thought that was funny though. Miguel says, Cade Duren dominant game, sick dunks. Oh yeah, I thought Cade wasn't athletic. Y'all see that windmill? Beautiful. Beautiful, man. I thought Cade wasn't athletic. Blocking shots, pinning shots off the glass, catching Jalen Suggs, trying to dunk on him in the air, throw him to the floor, like all ball. Non-athletic players don't do that. Cade Cunningham is a very athletic guy. It's just very sneaky. He doesn't jump out the gym, but he can get up there. He can get up for sure. All right, let's go to a few more guys and we will call it a night. Organic says, they need to put you in boss on ESPN for Pistons segment. Out, man. I'm ready. Y'all know me, man. I'm ready. I'll give Stephen A. Smith all he can handle. Oh, by the way, guys, I found the clip of when I was on ESPN, when I was featured on ESPN. I wasn't actually in the studio, but I found the clip a few years ago of when they featured me on there. So once I can get Carl Collins on the show, because Carl is actually the reason that I met Stephen A. He had the plug. So I want to do those two things together. I want to show you guys pictures from when we met and also the ESPN segment. So I'll wait on that, but I found a clip. I found it, guys. So stay tuned for that. It's coming soon. James says, tough decisions ahead when Ivy and Sasser come back. Yeah. And honestly, that's why, guys, I was hoping Sasser would come back early while guys are out, right? Especially now, because this would have been a great opportunity for him to show what he can do, right? In a consistent role off the bench. Because even last year, it was hard for him to get in the game because we had a logjam. We had Cade, we had Jaden, then later we had Schroeder, then we had Tim Hardaway Jr., we had Bees. We were really guard heavy, so it was really hard for him to get into the game. That's why I wanted to see him get into the game early this year, get opportunities early this year while we have guys who are out, because it helps our team, first of all, but it helps him to get into a rhythm. It's just unfortunate for him, man, that he can't get in. So it's going to be, for me, it's going to be hard to see how he gets an opportunity this year, because now we got Caris LeVert now. Jada's going to be healthy. We already got Cade. It's just going to be hard, it's going to be hard for him to get a path. And we got DJ now, Daniss Jenkins, who's more of a natural point guard, which is what we need more so than shooting guard. We got shooting guards, but other than Cade and DJ, there isn't really a natural point guard, right? So it's going to be hard for Sasser, unless he plays point guard, which I don't want him to do, to get in the game as a shooting guard. So I was really hoping to see him now. So hopefully he gets back soon and he can get some minutes for us, because we need it. We need him, and he needs the opportunity. All right. Oh man. Okay, a few more guys. We'll go 5 more minutes. Let's see. Forrest Roy says, seems we might have a homegrown star in Duren, and we didn't even need to lose depth. 100%. Guys, Jalen Duren was drafted in the same draft with Jaden Ivey, with Jabari Smith, with Chet Holmgren, with Paolo Banchero. I think JD went 11th in the draft. I believe 11th or 13th. It was the Charlotte Hornets pick. But we got JD and we got Jaden Ivey in that draft. Crazy. And now he's looking like he definitely should have been a top 10 pick for sure. You could argue top 5 the way he's playing right now. But incredible, man. Yeah, incredible. All right. Let's see. Ethan says, number 1 seed might be tough, but over 50 wins in the top 4 finish. That's all I want, bro. I want a top 4 finish. Even if we're not number 1, I don't honestly, we shouldn't slide to 4, because we are already 1 and we got guys coming back, and it's still early. We're still gelling. We're only going to get better. So something bad has to happen for me, in my opinion, for us to slide to 4. Injuries, knock on wood, or something has to happen for this team to slide to 4, because we're already at 1 and we're not even nowhere near our ceiling, right? So a top 4 seed, though, I think that's in the cards for us for sure. Get that. And the thing with that is that that'll get us a first round playoff series. Now, think about it. To be fair, we have to be better in the playoffs at home. We did not win 1 game, guys, at home against the Knicks. All of our wins, both of them, were in New York. I think we lost 2. Did we lose 2 or 3? We lost at least 2, because I went to those games. We lost at least 2 games at home. We didn't win a game at home. So if we get that top 4 seed, we got to capitalize this year. But once again, those guys have played in the playoffs for the first time in their career. Now they got the experience. So I'm expecting them to protect home court a little bit better this year. So we'll see. Get that top 4 seed and see what happens. All right. When does Ivy come back? We're hoping in a few weeks. So he's getting reevaluated, I think, in 2 weeks. And hopefully that reevaluation process doesn't take long. Hopefully by the beginning of December. It's crazy. I could legit see him coming back the same time that he went down last year. He went down last year, I'm sorry. He went down January 1st of this year. Literally, the first of the year, on New Year's Day, he went down. Sad New Year. Happy New Year, sad New Year for Jaden Ivey, man. That was terrible. But I can see him coming back next month, sometime for sure, ramping up. And I could see him really catching a rhythm, mid-December, early January, to where he's like, okay, he's starting to look like the guy from last year again. He's comfortable. He's trusting that leg. He's getting into a rhythm. He's catching the reps the same way we need other guys now to catch these reps. I think I could see that with him for sure. So that's the hope. We'll know something soon. I can't say too much, right? But we got to wait on the official release, but I'll leave it there. But hopefully we see him soon for sure. Yeah, exactly. Ches Ready says 6'7". 6'7". Right. All right. Cade is the best point guard in the East. Yes, he is. Sorry, Jalen Brunson. Cade's better than you, bro. All right. Cade's two-handed, 2 feet up shot. Yeah, I saw that. It's funny because Bobi had one like that too when he cut to the basket. All right, guys, we're going to call it there, man. We'll see who gets the belt soon, Detroit Drew. For sure. It's a good question. It could be JD. It could be Cade. Yeah, he could be Ausar. It could be a lot of guys. A lot of guys played well tonight, man. We'll see. I'm gonna say, like, K's the easy answer, right? I'm gonna say JD. I'm gonna say JD, just because of how he's been playing consistently lately. I think he'll probably get it, but we'll see. We'll come back next episode and see who got it. And y'all can call me out for being wrong. Mario says, Deuce Jinx. I was just typing that about when Ivy should come. Yeah, exactly, bro. Yeah, I think that's realistic, right? Because it's going to take him some time to ramp up, to get his conditioning back, and then to get the trust back, and then to get the timing back, right? And then the confidence. It's going to take a while for it to all come together. But I'm going to say, hopefully mid-January, or early January, mid-December, early January, we start seeing J.I. we saw from last year, looking like that bona fide number 2 star next to our MVP player. So we'll leave it there, guys. All right, man. That is a wrap for this episode, guys. I tried to get to as many of you guys as I can. When Boss gets back, we'll be able to get to a lot more during the show, and there won't be such a delay on your comments and me responding to it. But I did the best I can, man. Did the best I can. That's a wrap for tonight's show, guys. Up next for the Pistons is a road matchup against the Philadelphia 76ers this Sunday, November 7th. And I believe is that another NBA Cup game? I believe it is. I think so. Let me see. I got the graphic here. Might as well go look at it, right? Let's see. Okay, so they don't play the Sixers. Okay, no. So that's not oh no, it is. Let me see. The 14th is the next. Okay, so they must play the Sixers twice then next week. I believe they play them twice next week, starting with that next game on Sunday. So it doesn't look like they play that game. I don't think it's an NBA Cup game. So, but the 14th next Friday is. And then we have on the 26th, we got the Celtics. And then we got on the 28th, we have the Magic. So those are the games on the schedule as far as group play. But this next game will not be an NBA Cup game. I'm kind of happy about that because we don't have all of our guys and we need to win as many of those games as we can. So I'm happy that didn't play out that way. Detroit Drew says, Deuce be speaking our minds. Half the time, I don't have to. I'll be trying, man. I'll be trying. It's it's good that we all on the same page. I try to do the best I can. Organic says, great one-man fast break show tonight, Deuce. I appreciate it, bro. I was on my Cade Cunningham tonight in the 1-on-3, right? One-man break, 1-on-3 with the nice look and one with the left hand. I was trying to be like Cade tonight. You feel me? All right, man. We can go sleep tonight, Mario, with a great win under our belt. First in the East. We're going to have a good night to sleep and kind of let it marinate a little bit. Thank you to the Bucks for beating the Bulls and giving us that chance to be in first place. Somewhere we never saw last year, never even sniffed out last year. So appreciate you guys, man, as always. So we'll leave it there, guys. So like I mentioned, they play the Sixers on Sunday. I think D. Davis said they only play Cup games on Friday. She's probably right about that. And they will try to go, the Pistons will, for a league best, or at least Eastern Conference best, 6th straight win, right? And you guys know I will be right back here to break it all down. And Boss will be back with us. And as I mentioned last episode, guys, the upcoming game, well, not the upcoming game, but these pool games are really, really important. It's really, really important to win these games because you think about it, we almost got to the elimination round. We just didn't have a better record than the Bucks. And they were in our group and they ended up winning it. So if you can just get through to the elimination rounds, is March Madness, 1 game elimination, and this team is good enough to beat anybody on any given night. They've shown it. They have the talent. They got the star player. They got the mentality. They got the coach. They got the hunger, because these are important games for this young team to prove to the league, to turn heads around the league, that we're coming, and not just for the NBA Cup. Y'all saw the Pacers last year. Nobody saw them coming. I'm just saying. All right, so we'll leave it there, guys. If you missed the video about the NBA Cup that I put out, go check it out. I just posted it yesterday. Check that out and let me know what you guys think about that. So with that, yeah, free boss. She'll be back, guys, next show. And we'll talk soon. So you guys know, man, I appreciate you guys hanging with your boy as always. And y'all know the drill, man. Have a safe night. Everybody be careful. And I will see you guys on Sunday. Detroit versus everybody. Peace. Rewind 2021. There was a parade in my city. #1 pick, dancing in the street. Everybody was hitting the gritty. Cade arrived in the D, and it was live as can be. They can ball, but we didn't want Green, Mobley, or Scotty B. No shade. When he got hurt, everyone lost it. Storylines leaking, no faucet. Caught him wash when he broke his tibia.
All the haters, time to get it really everybody wanna be Skip Bayless. Wanna throw shade, okay, say less. Dudes went number one for a reason. It'll click by the end of the season. When he wins most improved player. Gonna be a movie, here's the trailer. Don't say I didn't try to warn ya. Co-signed by Win Benyamin.
Cade Cunningham.
He was raised a Texan, but now he's Detroit flexing. Team USA, he was killing them. Got him effed up, let me quote Eminem. Nowadays, everybody wanna talk like they got something to say, but nothing comes out when they move their lips. That's a bunch of gibberish and money lovers act like they forgot about Cade. Nowadays, everybody wanna talk like they got something to say, but nothing comes out when they move their lips. That's a bunch of gibberish and money lovers act like they forgot about Cade. Forgot about Cade, they forgot about Cade. Forgot about, how you forget about Cade?